to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hello sunflowers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Grace. All you have to do to become part of the Sunflower family is subscribe. You guys can be part of the love in 2020. 2019 literally made my heart explode with the support and love I got from y'all, and I can't wait to grow that love even more on this channel in the new year. So today's video, I'm going to be doing a 2019 recap, like recapping every season of life I went through in the last year, because literally this probably is one of the biggest years of change I've ever had. And then I'm going to talk about my goals for 2020. New Year's is one of my absolute favorite holidays. This little time frame, like after January 1st to the end of January, is probably my favorite time of year, to be honest, because I just personally think it's so cool that everyone around you gets so inspired. I myself feel so inspired, and everybody's just like working hard to become their best selves. And I don't think it's cliche. Like, you know what? Whatever people have to say about it, set your resolutions, set your goals, because I believe in you that you can keep them this year, and I believe that you can work and you're gonna be your best you by the end of 2020, because I wanna be the best of me by the end of 2020. So without further ado, let's hop into the video, because I have so many things to discuss. I have so many things I'm grateful for that life brought me in the past year, and so many things to look to in the next year. So let's start with the spring, the start of 2019 reflection. So this past spring actually closed a lot of chapters for me. I had my last high school prom. It was so amazing. It was such an amazing night with my girlfriends. I feel like we grew a lot closer, and it was just such like a celebration of the fact that I felt like at that point I was like, I made it. I got through high school. And then also I celebrated my graduation in the springtime, which I am so proud of myself for, and I am so proud of myself for sticking with the school I went to and graduating and getting through everything that high school brought along with it. So yeah, graduation was a very exciting time, and then that led to summer of 2019. This was the best summer of my life, and I can thank YouTube and I can thank my family for that, because it was like nothing I've had before. First of all, I kind of, with the whole graduation thing leading into summer, for me, the first time I've ever felt like I've had complete control over my happiness and my purpose and my positivity and everything was once I had left high school. Because this summer I realized I can do whatever I want to do. I'm capable of anything, and if I'm not happy, I'm gonna change it. And that's something I want you guys to think about, because along with the things that I'm like reflecting on, like these can really impact your life as well. Like, and once you leave a high school, once you like leave those steps, you just realize that like the world is literally actually your oyster. Like, if you want to travel, travel. You know, do what you have to do to get there. I'm so grateful that YouTube provided me with the money and things to be able to do that, because without this job and this side hustle and love I've made, I could have never done the traveling I did this summer. And so y'all are capable of that too. Start a side hustle, work really hard, and you can get where you want to be, and you can literally do whatever you want to do with your life. And that's like, that mindset was one of the big parts of my summer, because it's the first time I realized if I want to go to college, I can go to college. If I don't like my college, I can switch colleges. I can do whatever. Find your happiness and find your peace, and I think that's something that everyone should do in 2020, and I found my way in that in 2019. I want to reflect on the travels I did specifically, because it was such a life-changing mind, like I was talking about, really changed my perspective on things. So the first traveling I did this summer is I went to Colorado. I literally left straight as soon as I finished high school and went with my sister, and it was such a bonding time for us. It was so fun, and that was my first time ever seeing mountains. That was my first time ever being in Colorado. I didn't do a lot of traveling growing up, and it was just such a cool experience, and I hope to return in the future. I also went to my first ever music festival. I went to Bonnaroo, and that atmosphere was one of the coolest I've ever been in. That was a big moment for me when I realized that I'm in charge of my happiness and I can do whatever I need to get there. And I realized that music festivals bring me so much happiness. I really hope to plan to go on one in the future. That Bonnaroo was one of the most cool experiences, because I've never been in a crowd of people that feels so much love, so little hate, and Bonnaroo is that. So like, if you're making summer plans for 2020, I don't have plans to return to Bonnaroo, but I personally found it to be a very mind-changing experience, and I'm so thankful I had the opportunity to go on that trip. And yeah, it was amazing. Another travel I went on this past summer was I went to Disney. I did vlogs there. This trip was all thanks to my family because this was actually a graduation gift. I got to go with my mom, and that was such a cool time for me and her to just grow closer and really enjoy that time together before I moved away. It was my last summer living at home, so getting to spend that time really close together. You know, we shared a room at Disney, and oh, I loved it. So after Disney this past summer, I went to Chicago. Chicago was so cool. That was the first time I realized I really would see myself living in a city. I could see myself doing some time living in Chicago, which made the trip very interesting. We actually went for my sister's tournament, and last minute, this was something I did this past year that I'm so proud of myself for. Literally, I found out my sister was going 2 days before we went. I had been scheduled to work and I said no. My resolution this year was if an opportunity comes, you seize that and you go and you get that life experience and you get to do, you know, make the best of your life instead of just sitting and being like, oh, I'm gonna go work those days. When I had an amazing boss, I'm gonna go to Chicago, and it was amazing. I never once regretted taking off those few days of work, and it was my first time at like an older age being in a big city, so it was really eye-opening to realize that I could really see myself living there. And to end off the summer, we went on a family lake trip and spent some time together before my sister headed back to school and I headed back to school, and that was also just a really fun time, and I like to reflect on that because I feel like that bonded my family closer together. Like I was saying, with the year of life changes and mind changes, the fall was absolutely insane. So obviously I moved into my first year of university. I go to University of Mississippi. I moved into a dorm for the first time. That was my first time ever living away from home, so that was a crazy experience. And just overall had to adjust to college. Y'all saw I did Rush. Rush was a crazy experience at a southern school. It is huge, it is big, it is not anything I ever honestly imagined it to be. It is just much bigger and different than I ever expected, but it helped me grow a lot. I truly am so thankful I did Rush, even though I'm not in a sorority, because I think it helped me grow so in just huge ways. And then I also joined a sorority in the fall. I dropped my sorority in the fall. I moved to a different dorm in the fall, so I had my own space and I was able to do more with this YouTube, and just I had such a more creative outlet area having a room to myself. And let me tell you, doing all those things isn't easy. You know, deciding to drop a sorority, moving, I mean, you're already adjusting to living in a new place alone for the first time. I was in a new state. I was maintaining doing YouTube as my job. I was taking 15 credit hours. It's not easy, and I want to say that I'm really proud of myself for how I handled everything and how I chose to do what was best for me, because that was my theme in this past year, and I did what I knew I needed to do in all those decisions, and it led to the best school semester I think I've ever had. This was the first time I've actually enjoyed school. I wouldn't say I loved all my classes, but the actual experience of being at Ole Miss was amazing. I met a new best friend. I went to so many events that I had never been to anything like, and just college is so cool. I love college, and fall brought me that. Also, real quick, I want to say, with what I was just talking about, do what is right for you, not always what is popular for everyone. That kind of theme I wanted to throw in with those fall things, because like I said, tried a sorority, wasn't for me. Tried lots of things and figured out they weren't for me during that semester, and I think it's really important as you grow older to be confident in your decisions and not choose what based on what everyone else is doing and what they think is right, but choose what you know is right for you. So I wanted to throw that in just because I feel like it can relate to your guys' lives too. So then we got to the last part of the year. You guys saw a lot of my winter because I did Vlogmas, and that's one accomplishment I want to talk about. I'm so proud of myself for completing Vlogmas while doing finals and doing well in my finals, enough to bring all my finals, improve my grades, and I passed all my classes, and I still maintained this business and grew it, and I'm so proud of myself for doing that during that season, because finals in college ain't easy. Another thing I'm really proud of myself for doing this past winter was doing a clothing line with Bonfire. It was a dream of mine to do another sunflower apparel line. I've done 2 in the past, and this was my first time doing it with a bigger producer and like production, I guess you would call it, like an actual company outside of my own, and I think that was such a learning process for me, and I learned a lot about the behind the scenes. of making an apparel line and everything like that, and I'm really happy I got to do that, and I decided to go for it because I'm gonna just be honest, the first time the company contacted me, I was like, I don't think I can do this, I'm so sorry, I'm overwhelmed with college, I'm not even getting videos up. And then it took about a month and I changed my perspective and I realized how to get everything done, how I needed to do things to be effective in school and be efficient, I guess it's more efficient than effective, on YouTube, and do everything I wanted to do, and realize I don't even have a cap on the amount of things that are possible for me. So I decided to call them back and I said, hey, you still want to do this? And I did it, and it was so fun. So love Sunflower Apparel Round 3. That was really cool. Okay, so the next thing I'm really proud of myself for this winter, this actually happened today, the day I'm filming this. I went to go do my loans. I go to a college that stressed the heck out of me this past summer, figuring out how I was gonna do loans and everything like that. Money is stressful. Like, I'm gonna be up and I'm gonna be real with you guys and tell you guys, like, that's a real thing for me. I don't just come from the super wealthy family that's like, here's $30,000 to go to college, and I never expected that. But today was a really big day for me because when I sat down to do the loans, I did some calculations and I figured out how to pay for this semester without taking out loans, and I am so proud of myself for that, because a year ago I would have never ever seen that being me. I literally stayed up every night stressed that I wasn't going to be able to go to my dream school because of money, and here I am a year later paying for my spring semester, and that's all thanks to your guys' support and my hard work. I want to give myself credit too, because I'm so proud of myself for all that I've done the past year to make that possible, and so thankful for you guys. So I wanted to share that, even though that one's like kind of a more personal thing. It is something that for me really shows my business growth, and I'm so happy about it. Last thing I did in 2019 that I'm really excited about is I signed a lease for next year on an apartment. Y'all saw that during Vlogmas, but that was something that I was stressed about when I moved to Ole Miss, because I was thinking about the next year's living already, and I was like, who am I gonna live with? Who have I bonded well enough? At the beginning of the year, I was like, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna live? And it all came together in December. I'm living with my best friend. I'm so excited to decorate our apartment, and life is good, man. 2019 was the best year yet, and 2020 is gonna be even better. So going with that, let's talk about my 2020 goals, because 2019 was the best year of my life, the most I've done with my life in a year, and 2020 is gonna be even more on top. So I have quite a few goals, and I'm also doing these quarterly this year, so these aren't my goals for the entire year. I got the idea from Ashton. She has a YouTube channel, I'll link it down below, and I thought it'd be a lot more effective if I do quarterly, so I know where I'm gonna be in the next 4 or 5 months. I'm gonna be at school. I don't know where I'm gonna be this summer. I don't know where I'm gonna be next fall. You never know what's gonna happen in life. If anything this past year showed me, it's that, especially when you're always willing to change based on whatever you know will make you happier. So I'm focusing on making the spring the best yet, and then I'll reevaluate what I did and then make new goals for the summer. So today we're talking about my spring goals. Goal number 1 is to work out 5 days a week. I did really good at this last year, and I did it in the spring when, you know, the New Year's resolutions were fresh, and then as time went on past summer and, you know, especially this winter, I really let that go. And that's why I think making my plans for the next 5 months of working out 5 days a week is a lot more feasible than being, or 4 months I would say more like, is a much more reachable goal than being like this entire year, because I don't know where my fitness or how my body is gonna be 4 months from now. So that's the goal. 5 days a week. Hold me accountable, YouTube. My next goal is to make a plan for the summer. So I don't know where that's going to take me, but I'm going to spend my spring figuring that out. I'm going to apply to internships. I'm gonna look into travels. I'm going to book my summer to help me grow. And I'm gonna figure out what I wanna do, and I'm gonna get myself there. So I don't know what that is yet, but I'm gonna work on it. So my next goal is YouTube oriented. I want to upload twice a week. I fell off the tracks before Vlogmas, and there was a stage of college where my life was insane and I did not know what I was doing, and I was all over the place where I missed uploads. But now my life is under control. I'm in control, and I'm going to be doing my very best to upload twice a week this spring semester, and just show you guys a lot more of what my college journey is actually like, and give you all a lot more of the behind the scenes on that. This goal is kind of hand in hand with the last one, but I really don't usually put numbers on things, but I am manifesting and working towards hitting 50,000 subscribers. I'm almost to 40, so jumping to 50,000 would be a lot in 4 months, but I believe in myself. I believe I can do it. I want to get there, and I want to grow the Sunflower family because I believe I have a lot of positivity to put out in the world, and I want to bring it to more people. And I'm proud of the videos I put out there. I think they are helpful, and I want to grow this family. So let's do it, guys. Let's grow the fam. My next goal, I feel like I did a really good job with starting that in 2019, but I really want to focus on it in this new year, is only following people online and in real life that motivate me and inspire me. It is great to, you know, be friends with everyone, talk to everyone, but people that I want to put a lot of time into, people that I want to see on my feed every day. I want those to be positive, inspiring places that make me want to do more and make myself want to be a bigger person. And those are the kinds of relationships and things I want to see, like on my Instagram feed, that I want to make sure that I focus on in this new year. And I don't want to see stuff all the time that I'm like, oh, that just makes me feel a certain negative way. No, get rid of it, because we are only with the positive vibes this year. So yeah, I know this video was kind of long, but basically overall my overarching theme is that 2020, I'm gonna make this year my year. I'm gonna make this the best year, and I want you guys to make this your best year too and do it along with me. I'm making tons of positive content this year and videos about growth and growing, especially this January, and I'm super excited. So subscribe to become part of that. Let me know in the comments down below the things you are most proud of in this past 2019, because I want to hear y'all's accomplishments. It's so inspiring to me. And then I want to hear 1 or 2 goals that you have for this little spring quarter of the new year, and I believe in you and you can do it. So I'll see you guys in my next video. We're going to be starting to accomplish my goals together. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you then. Oh, how did I forget the most important resolution? I want to dance more in 2020. Who's gonna go dancing with me? Who? Come dance with me.